if Hansi Flick's Barcelona has given us another historic comeback against a European powerhouse.
Delivers the cross, Lewandowski down on his chest, gets the shot!
3 names fuel this offensive hurricane. Robert Lewandowski, with 35 goals and 3 assists, continues to prove that age is no limit when your goal-scoring instinct is relentless. Raphinha, with 28 goals and 21 assists, is no longer just a skillful winger. He has solidified himself as a Ballon d'Or contender. Yamal, with 13 goals and 17 assists, keeps making history. At just 17 years old, he is already a nightmare for both Madrid and Atletico fans. But it's not just about individual names, it's about the harmony between them, the way they understand each other, complement each other, and elevate each other's performances. The numbers are staggering: 129 goals in 42 matches, an average of 3 goals per game. Only one team in European football history has achieved similar numbers: Pep Guardiola's Barcelona in the 2011 to 2012 season, when the team scored 190 goals with an average of 2.97 per game, powered by an unstoppable Lionel Messi with 73 goals in that season. Today, Flick's Barcelona is following that same path. They reached the 100-goal mark in 32 matches, just 1 game more than that legendary team. And they've done it without Messi. But before surpassing that record, they have another European milestone in sight. In the 2014 to 2015 season, Luis Enrique's Barcelona and the legendary MSN trio achieved 13 matches, scoring 5 or more goals.
La pelota para Luis Suárez para Messi, Messi puede ingresar en el área, Messi, peligro para el argentino, toca para Luis Suárez, el disparo!
This season, Flick's team has already reached 11. If we expand the metric to games with 4 or more goals, the total rises to 18. If Barca's story is written through goals, those goals are explained by its front 3. At 36 years old, Lewandowski continues to defy time. His latest masterclass against Real Sociedad solidified him as the team's top scorer, surpassing the 33 goals from his first season at the club. But there's more. He has 22 goals in La Liga, keeping him as the Pichichi ahead of Mbappe, who has 19. He is in the fight for the European Golden Boot, ranking 3rd, only behind Mohamed Salah, 25 goals, and Harry Kane, 21 goals. The Polish striker isn't just still scoring, he's competing among the best in the world. This team has proven that it doesn't need Messi, Suarez and Neymar to be a dominant attacking force. It has Lewandowski, still one of the best 9S in the world. It has Raphinha, completing a Ballon d'Or worthy season. It has Lamine Yamal, who, at 17 years old, has already embarrassed some of Europe's best defenders.
Years ago and he's never played there.
Chance here for Raphinha to make it 5!
And without a doubt, they are the worthy heirs to the legendary MSN. But pay attention, because what comes next is even more important. Despite 19 different players scoring for Barcelona this season, this spectacular trio has carried the team's offensive weight. Robert Lewandowski, Raphinha and Lamine Yamal have combined for a staggering 72 goals, more than half of the team's total goals this season. This is no coincidence. Flick's attacking trio is the definition of efficiency. Let's dive into just how incredible this trio is, starting with Raphinha. Raphinha is having the season of his life at Barcelona, solidifying himself as an essential piece in Hansi Flick's system. His impact on the team has been devastating, so much so that even inside the Barca locker room, his numbers are raising eyebrows. Since the start of the season in August, the Brazilian has been an endless source of energy and effort. His intensity is unmatched, covering the pitch with a relentless drive that has made him the true engine of the team. But this year, in addition to his tireless work rate, he has added another dimension to his game. He has evolved in the final third, becoming a lethal goal scorer and a top-tier playmaker. The most impressive thing? Just a few months ago, many doubted his role in the team. Some even argued that Raphinha didn't have a place in Barcelona.
Toma un poco de mal gusto y la gente tiene que respetar a los jugadores que están en el club. Una foto como esta, siento que fue un poco de falta de respeto conmigo.
Today, the Brazilian is the top scorer in the Champions League and one of the main reasons Barcelona is enjoying one of its best European seasons in years. Raphinha has shattered every expectation in the Champions League. His performances have been historic, scoring in every stage of the tournament and tormenting defences. To understand the magnitude of what he's doing, just take a look at his path of destruction in this year's competition. 1 goal and 1 assist against Young Boys. Hat-trick against Bayern Munich. 1 goal and 2 assists versus Red Star Belgrade. A wonder goal versus Borussia Dortmund. 2 assists against Atalanta. 5 goals in 3 matches against Benfica, including 3 incredible goals in the knockout rounds. In total, he has 11 goals and 5 assists in the Champions League, making him the tournament's top scorer so far. But here's what's truly insane. He's just 3 goals away from matching Lionel Messi's record for most goals in a single UCL campaign. 14 goals in the 2011-2012 season. What Raphinha is doing is unreal. His name is already being mentioned as a serious contender for the Ballon d'Or. Even Hansi Flick hinted at it. Ballon d'Or, if he keeps this up. If we look at Barcelona's Champions League history, only Messi has scored 11 goals in a single UCL campaign. That was back in 2016-17. Behind Raphinha are legendary seasons such as Neymar's 10-goal campaign in 2014-15 and Rivaldo's 10 goals in 1999-2000. Today, Raphinha has surpassed all of them and is cementing his name in the club's history books. But he's not just scoring, he's doing it with brutal efficiency. Raphinha averages 1.19 goals per 90 minutes in the UCL, the 4th best in Barcelona's history. Only Messi has had better numbers, 1.2 goals per 90 minutes in 2016-17, 1.27 in 2011-12, 1.29 in 2018-19 right behind him. Robert Lewandowski with 1.03 goals per game in this same season. If his Champions League performances weren't already making headlines, his status as a Brazilian legend in Europe is also reaching new heights. With his latest double, Raphinha became the highest scoring Brazilian in a single UCL season, surpassing legends like Ronaldo Nazario, Ronaldinho, Kaká and Neymar. He has even outperformed Vinicius Jr., who has dominated the Champions League in recent years. But what truly sets Raphinha apart from other top scorers is his ability to step up in big moments. He doesn't hide when the team needs him most, and he has humiliated Real Madrid twice this season. He thrives on the big stage, not just shining in the stats, but delivering in the moments that decide titles. On top of that, he has now reached 47 goals for Barcelona, equaling Ronaldo Nazario's tally during his time at the club. What Raphinha is doing this season is historic. We are witnessing the peak of his career, a moment that could elevate him into one of the most memorable players of this era. And if he keeps this up, the Ballon d'Or could very well be his. And he proved it once again in today's match.
Brought back to Raphinha. And Raphinha with the shot, and Torres has scored! Ferran Torres with a header. Well,
Raphinha is ahead, yes.
For the Ballon d'Or?
Yes, he is ahead because of what he's doing in the Champions League. He's on 11 goals in the Champions League. Mo Salah is a great contender for it. Kane is a contender, as we spoke, and Dembele. It depends. Year of the Champions League, if you perform on top of winning your league, you obviously gonna have a call there. But Raphinha is on a lot of goals with only 1 penalty. And I'm not, again, I will repeat what I said earlier. I'm not saying that Kane shouldn't be having penalty and Mo Salah is having a season in the Premier League that we will never see again. Well, hopefully, because usually when you have records to be beaten. But I'm saying if a guy has virtually the same amount of goals than you guys scored without penalties, I'm not going to say that's bad what you did. It is not. He's outstanding. But this guy, then, I have to talk a bit more about him, because what Raphinha is doing on top of defending pressure, because when people talk about being complete, as a striker, you need to know how to put pressure.
With this magnificent assist, Robert Lewandowski has found in Hansi Flick the coach who best understands his goal-scoring nature. He already proved it at Bayern Munich, where the Polish striker reached legendary numbers under the German coach's leadership. In just 71 games, Lewandowski found the back of the net 83 times, averaging 1.16 goals per match, making him the top scorer of the Flick era at Bayern. His peak performance came in the 2020-21 season, when he scored 41 goals in just 29 matches, netting at an astonishing rate of 1 goal every 60 minutes, a historic feat that made him the top scorer in a single Bundesliga season in the 21st century.
shots. It's going to fall for Lewandowski!
Under Flick's guidance, his impact was devastating. He wasn't just Bayern's offensive reference, he was also a crucial piece in a team that dominated European football with authority. Now history is repeating itself at Barcelona. Flick has introduced a footballing revolution, and within it, a goal-scoring resurrection for Lewandowski. The 36-year-old striker seemed to have lost some of his sharpness in his last season under Xavi Hernandez, a coach who often pulled him away from the box to involve him in the team's build-up play.
Esta semana ha dicho Lewandowski que el juego del Barça de hace 10 años quizás ahora no funcionaría y que hay que adaptarse un poco a la evolución del fútbol. ¿Tú compartes esta sensación?
Claro, el fútbol ha cambiado. Mira, con Robert hablo muchísimo de fútbol. Creo que es una... Robert es un tipo que es tipo... Lo compararía con gente como Ronaldinho, como Messi. sea, él solito, a lo mejor él no se da cuenta, pero ha cambiado un poco la mentalidad del equipo. Él. Y es el líder natural, que a lo mejor él no se da cuenta y todos alrededor suyo van creciendo. ¿No? Es un líder del equipo, ¿no? Y es importante que él hable, que se comunique. Conmigo habla muchísimo de lo que podemos hacer en ataque, en defensa. Y es normal, hace 10 años el fútbol no era tan rápido, no era tan agresivo, no era tan físico. Hoy en día es espectacular, en 3 segundos se plantan de una portería a la otra. Esto no pasaba, antes el fútbol era más lento, era más controlable de alguna manera.
However, Flick understood that Lewandowski's greatest strength is his instinct inside the box, and he restored him to his natural habitat. From day one, Flick had a clear message for the Polish striker: just stay in the box, a tactical shift as simple as it was effective. Instead of forcing him to participate in playmaking sequences, Flick turned him back into the deadly poacher he has always been. The results were instantaneous. In 39 matches, Lewandowski has already scored 34 goals and provided 3 assists, solidifying his place among the top scorers in European football this season. His goal-scoring form has been instrumental in Barcelona's return to the elite of attacking football. In La Liga, his start was explosive, scoring 14 goals in 12 matches, numbers that hadn't been seen at the club since the prime years of Leo Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo in the league. In the Champions League, his impact has been just as impressive, beginning the campaign with 5 goals in 4 games. As of today, he has scored 9 goals in 10 Champions League appearances. These stats show the huge difference between a striker who plays within his comfort zone and one who is forced to change his natural style.
Hansi, that we play very offensive football, we try to get the ball as quickly as possible, and we scored a lot of goals also because we were focused how to play more offensive, scoring more goals. So for me as a striker, it was easier to scoring so many.
The trust that Flick has placed in Lewandowski has been a game changer. He no longer has to worry about drifting out of the box or making movements in areas where he is less effective. Now his only concern is doing what he does best: scoring goals.
Goes for goal, Lewandowski scores.
The result? A striker who is more confident, sharper, and above all, more decisive. His resurgence has been crucial in Barcelona's push for the La Liga title, stepping up in big matches, just like today, against Atletico Madrid. Flick's impact on Barcelona goes beyond tactics. He has transformed the team's mentality, shifting away from an obsession with endless possession and embracing direct, vertical, and lethal football in the final third. The old philosophy of pass and pass has been replaced by pure efficiency, and Lewandowski is the biggest beneficiary of this shift. This season is proof that with the right system and a coach who understands his players, a world-class striker doesn't decline, he evolves. Flick has brought Lewandowski back to the elite of European football, and if he maintains this level, Barcelona will have their most lethal weapon in the hunt for major titles. And now,
he's only 17 years old, but Lamine Yamal is widely considered Barcelona's most important player. Last summer, he helped Spain win the Euros. This season, he continues to star. He's leading La Liga in assists, with Barcelona sitting right at the top of the table. Inevitably, he is drawing comparisons to Lionel Messi.
At just 17 years old, Lamine Yamal is redefining what it means to be a football prodigy. The young Barcelona winger has not only established himself in the first team, but he has also become an undisputed leader in the club's attacking force. His performances are no longer just glimpses of a promising future. They are defining the present. This season, Lamine has played 37 matches, scoring 13 goals and providing 17 assists, making him La Liga's top assist provider. His growth is undeniable, and he himself acknowledges it. The key to his transformation has been the confidence and freedom with which he now plays. Unlike his early days, he now feels comfortable making decisions, taking risks, and playing with the natural flair that only true football geniuses possess. And that confidence has a key figure behind it: Hansi Flick. Since taking over at Barcelona, the German coach has unlocked Lamine Yamal's full potential. He understands that despite his young age, this is a player ready to lead Barca's attack. Flick has openly called him a genius, acknowledging that some of the things Lamine does on the pitch are simply spectacular. This isn't a coincidence. The team has found its best offensive rhythm after a crucial dressing room talk, where Flick gave Yamal full creative freedom to dominate games. But it's not just about confidence. Flick has refined his decision-making, acceleration, and dribbling ability through specific drills focused on ball control and one-on-one situations. The result? A player who is already among the most electrifying in the world. Barcelona has a long history of promoting young talents from La Masia, but none have made the leap as early and as successfully as Lamine Yamal. He made his La Liga debut at just 15 years old on April the 29th, 2023, becoming one of the club's youngest ever players. But what's truly remarkable isn't just his breakthrough, it's how effortlessly he has maintained and elevated his level. Many young stars from La Masia have struggled with the burden of comparison to Lionel Messi. Bojan Krkic was a victim of the pressure.
Because I believe that one with Bojan, where he kind of lost his way in terms of, anxiety and not being, he didn't like to be seen too much. That's something that sometimes people do not understand and don't even try to understand. They see you there, you're performing, they keep on forgetting that he's a young kid that went from not being known to dealing with everybody that thinks he's good. By the way, he is.
And Ansu Fati crumbled under the weight of Barca's legendary number, Bataille de Jersey. But Lamine Yamal is different. He doesn't shy away from the biggest stages, he thrives in them. In El Clasico, in knockout rounds, in finals, his magical left foot always shows up when Barcelona needs him most. Scored in El Clasico against Real Madrid. Provided a crucial assist against Atletico Madrid in a decisive match. Secured a title with a goal in the Copa del Rey final. No right-back in the world has been able to stop him. No centre-back has found a way to neutralise him. When Lamine Yamal turns on his magic, he is simply unstoppable. At just 17 years old, his left foot is already making history in world football. If there is one player destined to inherit the legacy of Lionel Andres Messi, there is no doubt that player is Lamine Yamal. There is currently no more lethal attacking trio in world football than Lamine Yamal, Raphinha, and Robert Lewandowski. This offensive force is dominating the numbers in Europe, keeping Barcelona in the fight for every title, and inevitably drawing comparisons with the legendary MSN.
Ese balón ahí para Luis Suárez en el interior del área. ¡Gol!
Que se acabó colando en la portería de Diego Mariño.
Yes, it's a bold claim. The trio of Messi, Suarez and Neymar left an unforgettable mark on football. 122 goals in their first year together, 131 in their second, and 110 in their third. Their numbers were unreal. They dominated La Liga, conquered Europe, and struck fear into opponents with their relentless scoring. Of course, any direct comparison with MSN puts the current trident at a disadvantage. But what Lewandowski, Raphinha, and Lamine Yamal are achieving invites us to have this conversation without hesitation. Together, they have already scored 73 of Barcelona's 128 goals this season. And if they continue at their current pace, reaching the 100 goal mark is entirely possible. The calendar works in their favour. Barcelona still has at least 12 La Liga matches left, at least 2 Copa del Rey games, and 2 more in the Champions League. In the worst case scenario, that's 16 more matches. If they maintain their current average of 1.8 goals per game, the flicked trident could add 27 more goals, reaching the 100 goal mark, a feat few thought possible at the beginning of the season. In fact, their numbers at this stage of the season are already comparable to the MSN's in their first year together. By February of their debut season, MSN had 63 goals. In their second year, they had 81. In their third season, they had 67. That means in 2 out of 3 seasons, Lewandowski, Raphinha, and Lamine Yamal are keeping pace with MSN, having scored 66 goals and provided 29 assists in 36 games, outperforming MSN's first-year numbers. But what truly makes this trident terrifying isn't just their goal tally, it's the level of performance from each individual player. Raphinha, Ballon d'Or, numbers. Raphinha's season is simply outstanding. With 27 goals and 19 assists, he's approaching Neymar-like numbers. In the 2014 to 2015 season, Neymar recorded 39 goals and 10 assists. Raphinha is on pace to match or even surpass Neymar's impact at Barcelona, a feat that seemed unimaginable just months ago. Lewandowski, the Suarez successor. Lewandowski has scored 34 goals and provided 3 assists this season. For comparison, Luis Suarez's peak season in 2015 to 16 saw him score 40 goals and 18 assists, an insane level of production. Given his age, Lewandowski may not match Suarez's numbers, but at 36 years old, he remains one of Europe's top strikers. Under Flick, he has regained his killer instinct in front of goal. Lamine Yamal, the heir to Messi. Comparing anyone to peak Lionel Messi is almost impossible, but looking at Messi's 2014-15 season, he scored 41 goals and provided 18 assists. Lamine Yamal won't reach Messi's goal tally, but he's just 1 assist away from matching Messi's 18 assist total in that historic season. And at 17 years old, he's exceeding every expectation for a player of his age. Beyond the stats, his impact in big matches is undeniable. Scored against Real Madrid in El Clasic, provided a crucial assist against Atletico Madrid in a knockout match, scored in a cup final to secure a title. When these three play together, the numbers are frightening. Whenever Lewandowski, Raphinha and Yamal are on the pitch together, Barcelona's scoring rate mirrors that of MSN's prime. A story still being written. The MSN trident defined an era for Barcelona, winning the treble, collecting trophies, and leaving an unforgettable legacy. Flick's trident has already won a Supercopa, but they are on track to achieve what Barcelona hasn't done since MSN, winning the treble. If they maintain this level until June, history could repeat itself. Hansi Flick stands as the mastermind behind Barcelona's offensive resurgence. His tactical approach has significantly boosted the performances of key players such as Raphinha, Robert Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal, Jules Koundé, Íñigo Martínez, and Pedri. Additionally, young talents from La Masia have emerged under his guidance, with midfielder Marc Casado standing out. Under Flick's leadership, Barca's attack has transformed into a dynamic and fluid offensive system, where movement and creativity thrive, enabling seamless link-ups that generate goal-scoring opportunities. At the core of this attacking philosophy is the structured formation of staggered layers in the inside channels. Players connect through diagonal passing lanes, while maintaining the option to switch play to the wings. Width is provided by Yamal's pace on the right flank and Baldi's overlapping runs on the left, stretching opposing defences and creating gaps. Flick has also emphasised numerical superiority in key areas, positioning Raphinha centrally and linking him with Pedri, Fermin, Marc Casado, or even Frenkie de Jong in attacking situations to overwhelm defences and break through their lines. Barcelona's offensive efficiency is not only reflected in their goal-scoring prowess, but also in their dominance of possession in the opposition's half. The team averages 17.4 shots per game, with a 19.4% success rate. Another defining characteristic of Flick's style is verticality, direct attacking play focused on progressive passing to reach the final third as quickly as possible. This approach has maximised Lewandowski's ability to exploit spaces, functioning as the lethal 9 who, in tandem with a third man, be it Pedri, Casado or De Jong, maintains a direct connection with the advanced midfielders. Raphinha, meanwhile, has solidified his role as the primary reference in Barca's direct attacking transitions and counter-attacks. Under Flick's system, the Brazilian winger has become nearly untraceable before his off-the-ball movements, breaking defensive lines with explosive runs that put him one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He alternates between positioning himself alongside the central forward and making deep runs from the right wing, proving to be one of the team's most dangerous attacking weapons. Ultimately, Hansi Flick has instilled a renewed offensive identity in Barcelona, one built on fluidity, verticality, and numerical superiority in key zones. This tactical system has not only elevated individual performances, but has also forged a collective synergy capable of dismantling defences and redefining Barca's style of play. The statistics speak for themselves. Lewandowski, with 35 goals and 3 assists, continues to prove that experience and effectiveness have no expiration date. Raphinha has contributed 27 goals and 21 assists, being decisive in key moments and assuming a role as both a creator and finisher. And Lamine Yamal, at just 17 years old, has 13 goals and 17 assists, already establishing himself as the father of Madrid, Vinicius and Mbappe at his young age. In contrast, the Real Madrid duo of Vinicius and Mbappe struggles to match the same level of cohesion and efficiency. While Mbappe remains the undisputed creative and goal-scoring engine of Real Madrid, Vinicius has been inconsistent in crucial moments. In decisive matches, his impact often fades due to notable absences in the box, excessive emotional reactions, and a lack of dominance that leaves him far behind the responsibility required for a true offensive leader. Mbappe's goal and assist numbers are impressive, but Vinicius' lack of consistent contributions creates an imbalance, placing the burden of attack almost entirely on one player instead of distributing it effectively. This difference isn't just tactical, it's also financial. Barcelona's trident was built with investments that maximise collective performance, allowing each player to complement one another naturally and step up at the right moment to secure victories. In contrast, Real Madrid's structure, despite having major signings, relies too heavily on Mbappe, whose brilliance is often overshadowed by Vinicius's inconsistency. In summary, while Flick's trident is cohesive, balanced and lethal in key moments, producing numbers that position them as one of the most formidable attacking forces in football, Real Madrid's duo relies too much on a single reference point. This difference in efficiency and mentality could ultimately decide who lifts the trophies at the end of the season, proving that in modern football, teamwork and the ability to shine collectively are crucial for achieving greatness. Hansi Flick's Barcelona is at a defining point in the season, where every match could determine whether they win everything or end up with nothing. In La Liga, the team has the lead firmly in their grasp, but the challenge remains enormous. Their next opponent, Diego Simeone's Atletico Madrid, a side weakened after their UEFA Champions League elimination. While that setback may have been devastating for Atletico, Barcelona cannot afford to drop their guard. This match is crucial for maintaining dominance in the title race, especially considering that a decisive clash against Real Madrid still awaits, a match that could feel like an early final for the league. In the Copa del Rey, the challenge continues. Flick's side must overcome Atletico Madrid in the second leg after an intense 4-4 draw in the first encounter. Despite the dramatic scoreline, Barcelona demonstrated their ability to control and dominate in direct battles. This match presents an opportunity to reinforce their offensive superiority and defensive solidity, key factors if they hope to advance in the competition. And of course, a potential final against Real Madrid looms in the distance. Doesn't this remind you of the iconic series of Clásicos in 2011, when Guardiola's Barcelona and Mourinho's Madrid fought for everything? Once again, these two clubs seem destined to battle on all fronts. But the biggest question mark hovers over the UEFA Champions League. Barcelona faces Borussia Dortmund in a tie that could define their European ambitions. A victory against a top-tier opponent wouldn't just mean progressing to the semi-finals, but also the possibility of facing Bayern Munich, an old nemesis. And the road doesn't end there. They would then have to take on the winner of a brutal bracket featuring Real Madrid, PSG, Arsenal, or even Aston Villa, each matchup promising an all-out war. The key to navigating these challenges lies in Hansi Flick's tactical approach, which has revolutionised Barcelona's attacking play with a direct, vertical and highly effective system. His winning mentality has deeply influenced the squad, and his system has unlocked the full potential of the team, allowing them to maintain a high level of attacking dominance across all competitions. To sum up, Barcelona under Hansi Flick finds itself in a unique position of both privilege and challenge. On one hand, they lead La Liga and look like favourites for multiple titles. On the other, they face decisive matches that will test their resilience and ability to seize key moments. If they maintain their level of play and consistency, this team could write a new chapter in football history, cementing themselves as one of the most dominant forces of modern European football. The question is, can they finish the job?